Hello, this is Tara Hutchinson with Pittsburgh Family Law Services. I hope that everyone had a wonderful summer and that you are ready to come back and learn more information about different topics related to Pennsylvania family law, such as divorce, custody, child support, the whole works. I want to start off by addressing a question that comes to me quite a bit, actually. A lot of people will say to me, Tara, if my spouse and I, or if the other parent and I completely agree on what we want to do with the divorce or what we want to do with custody, is it really necessary to hire a lawyer? And that's a very good question to ask because obviously hiring an attorney requires a financial investment, and a lot of people wonder, if we already agree on everything, why do we need to make this type of financial investment to an attorney? There are a couple of things I want to address about that. First of all, can you handle an uncontested, completely agreed upon divorce or custody matter by yourselves without a lawyer involved? Absolutely, 100% you can. There is plenty of free information that's available online, either through my website or through other attorneys' websites or through YouTube videos. The forms are available online or even on county court websites. So there is a wealth of information that's available for parents and for families who are going through a divorce or a custody situation that they can review and fill out on their own, file on their own, without ever having to even talk to a lawyer. Nobody is going to tell you that you are not permitted to handle a matter on your own without a lawyer. However, there are a couple of reasons why you should consider at least speaking with an attorney. And I'm just going to touch on two main points. The first reason is because if you talk with a lawyer, that attorney will help you understand whether the agreement that you and your spouse are discussing is actually reasonable. I see a lot of times when parents will come to me with a custody agreement where they only live a couple of minutes apart from each other, they live in the same school district, there are no concerns about safety or drug or alcohol or anyone's work schedules, and yet one parent is proposing that the other exercise custody every other weekend, which is very minimal, and there's no reason why this is actually necessary. An attorney can help you understand how a court or how a judge or a hearing officer would look at your proposal if it went to court. It doesn't mean you have to go to trial, but this is good information to have as you're discussing an agreement with your spouse. The other benefit in having an attorney involved is that if you and your spouse or you and the other parent reach an agreement, the lawyer will make sure that the agreement is handled properly. What do I mean by that? When I say handled properly, I mean that it's signed by everybody, it's signed by both parents or both spouses, it's signed by a judge, and then it's filed with the court. All of this is necessary to make sure that if you ever have to go back to this agreement that the two of you worked so hard to reach, it means that it will actually work. And ultimately, the whole reason why you're going through these discussions with your spouse is to reach an agreement that you can use in the future if it ever becomes necessary to do so. So if you ever need to change the custody agreement that you reach, or if you need to go back to your property settlement agreement, you want it to actually be an official order of court or an official agreement that is signed by everybody, that's signed by a judge, and that's filed properly. I've had a lot of issues in the past where parties have reached an agreement but nobody signed it. It doesn't do you any good, and it causes a lot more problems down the line if you don't sign and file everything properly the first time. A lawyer will make sure that that happens for you. So even though it's not strictly required, it's not necessary to hire an attorney, it is always beneficial to, at a minimum, talk with somebody to make sure that your agreement is reasonable, to understand how a judge would look at your proposed agreement, and then finally to make sure that your agreement actually turns into an order of court. I hope that this is helpful if you are questioning whether you should hire a lawyer or talk with a lawyer. And I wish everybody all the best. And until next time, take care.